97.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
What is up? What is up? Oh my goodness, it is a beautiful Tuesday outside, and it's just it's going to be a fun day, I'm going to tell you that. We got a very busy show for you. Thanks for tuning in to Little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour with Gabe Kuhn. We're going to sit back, relax, and chill. We got David Cobb at 1:30 of CBS Sports, college football, maybe a little college basketball news. We got John Luke McCord, oh yeah, talking all about Ole Miss and what's going down with KJ Costello at Mississippi State. So we're going to get into those two teams very, very in-depth at 2 o'clock. Hardenwood, because dadgum at 2:30, we like to feel good. But today I got to start off with also some funny stuff that almost sounds Hardenwood-esque. But, did you watch the Braves-Dodgers game, Mr. Gabe Kuhn?
I did.
Please do me a favor and tell me that you noticed Walker Buehler in those, like, how did he get in those pants?
They were a little tight, huh?
Tight is not, dude, I don't know how you pitch 5 innings. I think he could have pitched the complete game. They might have even won because
They
he was
must have been
pitching
stretchy.
great.
They should have. So you're
Bro.
saying they're about tight enough to break?
Please pull a picture of him up in those tight pants. It was even trending on Twitter last night.
Yeah,
His
no, I
pants
saw
were
that.
tight.
I saw that much.
Man, I couldn't even believe it. I was sitting there. I was watching it going, that's the skinniest. Like, I've watched him pitch. I didn't know he was that skinny. And then I was like, and I looked a little closer when they finally, like, zoomed in on him, not like his whole body, and they showed his leg. Dude, those pants, I hate to just say it, they couldn't show his whole body again because it wouldn't have been appropriate for national television. It was dangerous. Spandex. Like, you ever heard of spandex? Were those popular ever in your lifetime?
Was he smuggling grapes?
Dude, he was smuggling them, bro. Like, it was awful. I was scared to death. But Walker Buehler, yeah, he pitched really, really, really well. Only gave up 1 run. But the problem is Austin Riley in the bottom or the top of the 9th. Boom, shlaka-laka, boom. Took the lead 2-1, and then they just the dam burst. They scored 4 runs in the 9th. That is the Braves. Dodgers lose. More bad news, though. How many of y'all know who's pitching tonight? Who's supposed to pitch tonight for the Dodgers? They're going to stop the bleeding. How? There's this man named Clayton Kershaw. Do y'all know what's going on with Clayton Kershaw right now? Huh? Anybody?
Back spasms.
Oh, my goodness. This isn't cool. Do y'all know that Tony Gonsolin is pitching? Now, I'm not going to lie to you. If you look at Tony, you're going to sit there and look at him and say, man, his ERA, his whip, holy cow, this kid is good. Guess what? Kid is the key word. You know how many postseason starts he's had in his career? 0. 0. 0. Braves can rake, man. This is a setback. Back in 2016, Clayton Kershaw had a herniated disc. He missed time in 2017, 2018, 2019. 1 start this year. It happened to be the first start. And now in the biggest start up to this year for the Dodgers, back spasms strike again. And I just asked a simple question at 67129. Are the Dodgers cursed? Like, how much money they spend, the stars they bring over. You go back all the way to the Carl Crawford days to now the Mookie Betts days. Like, everything in between. It's just a sandwich of different players, coaches, stars all over the place. Clayton Kershaw, one of the greatest pitchers all time. Bing, bang, boom. They had Kenley Jansen, who was awesome. Now the bullpen is actually the weakness, and it used to be the strength. It's amazing. Everybody's like, the Dodgers are going to get it this year. Dodgers are going to get it this year. Dude, right now it looks like the Rays are going to get it this year. I don't even know what to say about Manny Margot. Home run, bam. But did you see his catch yesterday? Did you know runners were on second, third with 2 outs and George bleeping Springer's at the plate, man? And Margot, after he hits a 3-run job, that was allowed to happen. Why? From an error from Jose Altuve in the first inning. Karma. You know who took you know who took Aroldis Chapman? I always called him Mariano Rivera. You know who took Aroldis Chapman deep? That happened to be Jose Altuve. Oh, yeah. And went on to have just an amazing series. We know about them all cheating and everything. And then in the first inning, boots the ball, 2 outs, extends the inning. Margot, boom, to center field, 400 some odd feet, 448 feet. I think that's the same as like Riley's, man. They just blast them. And then Tampa Bay goes on and has what they've had all year long, amazing pitching. That bullpen is the strongest in this series. Tampa Bay, wow, they're up 1-0 on the Astros. I'm telling you, this pitching staff.
2-0.
I mean, you know what I meant. Sorry, 2-0. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, because I bet on the first game on Sunday. 2-0. But when I'm saying this, yeah, that's why I'm so worried about it. But this is almost feels over, doesn't it? Like you have everything, and like when you have Jose Altuve in the first inning, when you know you have to have your A game. You just lost 2-1 in the very first game of the series. You got a great, you had your pitching all set up. Even though you don't have Verlander or you don't have Garrett Cole anymore, they love their shot with McCullers and all their staff, and everything's been going good. They've been scoring in the postseason. This is the first team to ever make it this far with not a sub 500 record. Has not been a good team all season. They get to the postseason. They start trending last week. I don't know if you saw this. Like Carlos Correa talking a whole lot of smack, saying, yeah, if you don't like us here, well, then stop us. Being very arrogant. He doesn't care what other people think. They aren't cheaters. They're just a really damn good ball team. And, being very explicit with the D word, like coming out like, yeah, And I don't know. It just comes across. I'm like, dude, why did you go from 4th to 7th in the lineup, bro? Well, shut up. Alex Bregman's a little off right now, and it just seems like, hey, man, without those trash cans, it's finally the pitching is catching up. Tampa Bay has the pitching staff to shut this Astros team completely down. That's what they've done, and they've got timely hitting from Mr. Rosarena and Mr. Manny Margot, and great defense, by the way. Great defense. So I'm telling you right now, punch that ticket. Tampa Bay is going to be in the World Series. You think the Dodgers. This might be the year. They're not playing like a superstar. They're not playing the Astros. Like the Astros, they're not playing them. Nope, it looks like the Braves. I know it's 1-0 for the Braves. But let me tell you something. You go all those innings against a Dodgers team. You get Max to shut them out like he did and just completely hold them down. And then Austin Riley in the 9th inning comes up and hits a 450-foot blast, too, to center field. Like, number 9 hitter. Did you know that? For the Braves. Comes in, the dam bust open, and then the next day the Dodgers find out the guy who's supposed to stop the dam, like he's gonna go out there, Mr. Lefty, the big old hook. He's gonna stop it all. Guess what? Back spasms. He ain't even pitching. Tony Gonzalez. His name is really it's Gonzalez. I don't know, it's what it is. Tony Gonzalez. There, I can say it faster. But I don't know, man. This guy, first game in the postseason against Acuna and Freeman and all these guys, I just feel like this is Dodgers I feel like are in deep trouble.
Well, they're already fighting the uphill battle, no question. Dustin May threw a few pitches in Game 1. He'll be available, I assume, probably next game. Is my assumption, but
depends on how
losing Clayton Kershaw at this point in the playoffs with how he's been pitching, that's tough.
It makes you actually kind of, it really makes me feel like they're cursed. You know what I'm saying? I'm being dead serious. I mean, this was all set up for them. And then last but not least, it wasn't good that Tommy Pham got beat up by the Dodgers. Did you know that? You know why? He got stabbed.
Outside of a gentleman's club.
Strip club, baby. Stripping clubs, dancing in a industrial area. They're always industrial parks. Did you notice that? When you read it? I'll be telling this story during Hardwood, but when I tell you about it, I'm just going to tell you where it was, and then you're going to love the name of the area, and then you're going to love the name of the gentleman's club. So don't forget 2:30. We got a lot of funny stuff to get to. But before I get to the leadoff, Mr. Gabe Kuhn, can you do me a favor? This morning, we talked about the BBC yesterday. Some reason I must watch a lot of it. But Piers Morgan and this other lady on some British broadcast thing had Mike Tyson. Everybody was worried about Mike, and this is why.
Why do you want to do this?
I just want to do this. I plan on doing this for a charity exponent, and I think I'm capable of doing that, and that's what I want to do.
As someone personally who's rapidly approaching the age of 50, I would never cast aspersions on anyone's age. But there have been concerns raised about the fact that you are two men in your 50s fighting each other without protective headgear. What do you think about those concerns?
I think it's very wonderful that we're fighting together. The fight that we should have had sooner, but unfortunately we're having it now, and that's going to be awesome.
Mike, you've been putting out some pretty ferocious videos on Instagram showing you in training. And they show you in fantastic physical shape, but also pretty scary and ferocious. How do you feel? Are you in the kind of nick that you were in 15 years ago?
Pretty much. I'm just ready to do this. It's ready. I feel really good. I'm ready to do this.
I don't know about y'all, but that scared me.
I think watching it too. It's worth going to watch.
You know where I'm about to go because
he looks very squinty. He puts his head down. He looks very
he looks like he fell asleep, didn't he?
I don't want to make assumptions of what's going on with him, but there is something going on with Mike Tyson, especially in that interview.
I'm going to tell you right now. I will tell you to make people good before we go to the leadoff really quickly that Mike did release a statement. You can take whatever you want out of it. He said, and it does kind of make sense. He said he was up. He gets up early in the morning to train. He's been training every day. He says the BBC's on really early in the morning over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to get up. And he said he was just really sleepy. And he tried to stay up, and he said he just couldn't. And he said he forgot he had no monitor. He forgot that it was on TV, and he thought it was a radio interview, so he wasn't even looking in the camera.
He was slurring quite a bit.
I was going to say, he sounded like he was hammered.
It seemed, I don't know if he was hammered, but it seemed like more than just tired. But a guy that's his age, that has gone through the rigorous training that I know he's going through, who knows? Who knows?
It was scary, but you know what time it is? It's time for the leadoff.
Man, I hope he's okay. Again, headgear might be a good idea for Roy Jones and Mike Tyson.
50-year-old dudes, yeah.
I brought this up as soon as they announced the fight. It might not be a horrible idea to put these guys in headgear. They've taken a lot of trauma to the head. Why add more? But let's start here with the SEC, and we're 3 weeks through. Some people didn't think we'd get here, but we're 3 weeks through an SEC schedule. I want you QB guy, give me your top 3 QBs in the conference based on their play this far.
I would tell you at the beginning of the year, I really thought Jamie Newman was going to be up there, but he's not even playing for Georgia. Stetson Bennett, sorry, you're not number 3. And then after week 1, I thought KJ Costello might be up there. Sorry, buddy, not even close. And I never thought number 1 after 3 weeks was going to be this guy. So just wait and listen. Number 3, Kyle Trask. Number 2, Mac Daddy Jones. He plays for Alabama. They scoring a lot of points, yo. And by the way, have you ever watched the fastest dude in football in Waddle? Holy moly. Now, number 1, the lane train is moving in Ole Miss, and Matt Corral is the conductor. He scans the field. He hits his receivers in stride. Dude just threw up almost half a hundy on Alabama and Nick Saban. Yeah, he's my number 1. Shockingly.
Never would in a million years would have thought before the season after 3 weeks he'd be your number 1. But he has been fantastic. Lane Kiffin has been a transformative sort of influence on him. But I will tell you right now, I bet he has still nightmares of Rich Rodriguez's offense. I guarantee it.
I agree with that. And again, we've talked about this. The situation sometimes makes the player. People forget about that. You're in a bad situation, things aren't going to work out with you. Tom Brady was in the greatest situation, became one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, et cetera, et cetera. Dwayne Haskins is on the opposite end of the spectrum. He's in the worst situation ever. He had Jay Gruden for 1 year and then a new organization who didn't even want him. Kid's going to be done. So, yeah, it's an important situation, but Matt Corral, he's going to be in the NFL because of Lane.
I wonder how Ole Miss fans feel at this point in regards to how that offense is transformed and who the school had hired and had as their offensive coordinator there last year, where you thought John Rice Plumlee was going to be the answer going forward. I think Matt Corral has answered questions about how good he is at the quarterback position.
Absolutely.
But let's transfer here to another quarterback who played last night, who won, I will say, 30-27 late.
Wow.
Saints beat the Chargers. Chargers had to lead nearly the whole game. But, of course, the Saints figured it out. Drew Brees. And the conversation last night revolved around him being washed up. And truth be told, his average air yards are way down compared to his career average. His arm seems to be much weaker. I think you can attest to that. But what do you think? Is Drew Brees done?
I would have said unequivocally if he didn't go on the last 7 drives of the game. 7 for 9, 140 yards and a touchdown. But do you know in the second half he came out in his first 6 drives and was 1 for 5 for 14 yards and an interception? Washed up. Oh, no, not washed up. But I will say this. If you watch him, he shot puts the football now. He doesn't throw the football.
And I texted you that last night on the Emmanuel Sanders touchdown that he just sort of shoved in there.
I went back and I watched it about 15 times, and I was like, oh, my God. Like, this is a guy who just threw his left elbow all the way out, opens his hip, and just literally shoves the ball out like that.
It was the most chilling part of it is, like, Drew Brees obviously has like nearly every statistical category to himself. He's the leader, right? But watching the arm strength difference between Justin Herbert and Drew Brees last night was insane.
Yeah, and think about it, Drew Brees, most touchdowns, most yards in NFL, yada yada. But dude, think about it. He's been playing on an injured wing for years. Since New Orleans got him. You know what I mean? That's why San Diego was like, nah, we're moving on really quickly. We got Phillip Rivers. See you, Drew. You got an injured elbow, injured wing. It's over. And, man, his brain still works. But did you notice who ran that ball in on 3rd down? Taysom Hill. Sean Payton sees it too. The field was compressed. You know what that means? He's scared Drew can't fit the ball in a tight window. Serious as a heart attack. Sean Payton sees it. Everybody should see it.
His arm's just not what it used to be, and it never was anything crazy, but he's throwing some lollipops in there. You know who he needs, and we talked about this last night. He needs Michael Thomas back.
Bad.
That's going to be huge for him when Michael Thomas gets back. But Tuesday Night Football, first of all, could you get used to this? Do you like Tuesday Night Football, or do you think it's just you would only have it one time, special circumstance?
I like it this time. If this was a regular thing, I wouldn't like it. You need a break.
Yeah.
I need to take my
I don't.
I mean, to just kind of, collect your thoughts, look at your fantasy team.
I hear you.
Like, get your trades.
And obviously the NFL schedule is that where you don't want to have a team play on Tuesday and then have to go play on Sunday. That would be really tough. I'm just sort of
we had to push our waiver wire back. So, like, this is actually a very selfish situation. This is all for me for fantasy. Like, I need these couple of days so I can put the, bids in, get people off the waiver wire.
Now, granted, this would never happen. I'm just asking how you like it. Now, Bills at Titans. Titans, again, no new positives, so they will be playing. Do you think the Titans come out slow after having been out of their facility and haven't played since the Vikings game in September? Or is this going to be to you, because I looked at this, we looked at this for Week 5, and we said this was our favorite matchup. Or do you think this is just going to be a good matchup?
Bloodbath. I'm already loaded up on the Bills, so pray for me. Sorry, you can't have 24 cases of COVID. Your place shut down, not practicing, and then expect to come out and be crisp. You can't expect that. I'm sorry. I don't think it's enough time. And the other thing is, this Bills team is really, really, really good. The Titans needed to come in with their A game. I don't think you're going to get the Titans A game. So you know what's going to happen? Bills are going to bust their block. Pow! It's going to be over in the second quarter. and they're going to coast. Titans don't even get 10 points tonight.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a take.
They're going to get smoked.
I don't know about smoke, but I tend to agree with the fact that the Titans will probably come out slow tonight. It's been way too long of a layoff, way too much stress going on in that locker room. So,
and then last but not least, I'm going to take a different take.
Hopefully they bounce back by next week and sort of get back on that thing and keep going.
Well, the other thing I'm going to have a take is A.J. Brown is a bad man. I thought he was going to be better than D.K. Metcalf. D.K. Metcalf looked like one of the best players in football. A.J. Brown hadn't played in a while. He is going to play tonight. But they're without Corey Davis and Adam Humphries. That's going to hurt their pass game. And then the other thing I'm going to say is, did you know that this is very sad? I looked this up. Men, 70% of them struggle with heart and breathing conditions after COVID. And hair loss and all these different, just symptoms. And they can last for months. So what if you're actually still struggling to breathe? And you're out there trying to play football. I don't know if you can beat your top. If you know what I mean? I have a feeling that this is going to be a bad game for the Titans. I might be wrong. Who knows? We'll see. But I will tell you. Are you scared at all? Do you agree or disagree?
I think there's concern that needs to be had. But these are guys that probably are going to recover from COVID rather nicely, given their sort of stature and how much medical care they have at their disposal, and just how healthy they are in general. But there's definitely concern there, no question.
Yeah, there really is. And we'll also talk more football. We'll talk about Michael Bagley, Doink, Mike Williams, close but no cigar. We'll talk about the NFL and so many other things. David Cobb, though, is coming up next of CBS Sports. Don't touch that dial. Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
Are you ready for what's next? It's likely coming. More food shortages, power outages, grocery stores closed, social unrest. Ask yourself, do you have enough food and supplies on hand to last at least 30 days? Most Americans do not, but you can. Avoid the panic of the last-minute rush. Order your 4-week supply of emergency food today from MyPatriotSupply.com. Starvation or dependency on the government are your only alternatives. Avoid those and the pain of being unprepared. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now. Build your emergency food supply with meals that last up to 25 years in storage, shipped discreetly to your door. Folks that know what's coming are using today to prepare. There's time for you to do the same. That's MyPatriotSupply.com, the original Patriot Preparedness Company. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Water damage to your home or business can be an absolute nightmare. And the faster you remove the standing water, the faster you can prevent secondary damage. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services specializes in water extraction. They have been a trusted name in the Mid-South for over 20 years. They are a Memphis-based company ready to serve your needs with their 24-hour emergency response. They are always on call and will respond within an hour. They work with most insurance companies and are the official restoration contractor of the Memphis Tigers home team. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services can't prevent disasters in your home and at your business, but their water damage team will certainly respond quickly to minimize and restore the damage. Call 901-452-0390. That's 901-452-0390 or online at landmarkco.org.
I saved big money with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, so I finally bought that new set of golf clubs. Watch out, Fairway. Here I come.
This is not a real testimonial. Sure, customers can save big with Progressive, but your other expenses won't just disappear. Are those clubs going to help you when the hot water heater dies? Also, it sounds like your money is better spent on golf lessons.
Time to go shoot the course record.
No, but maybe time for a reality check. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Well, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find
the next whiskey bar. What is up? Welcome back into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your good friend Johnny Radio. That's my good friend Gabe Kuhn. And yes, we're going to be joined by another friend, and that's David Cobb of CBS Sports. But I got to tell you something. MemphisFarmers.com. Protect your family. Protect your valuables. Protect your friends. Protect everything. Go to MemphisFarmers.com. And the reason you want to go to MemphisFarmers.com, Daniel Gatlin. Chad Gatlin is what I call him. That's what his friends call him. You can call him anytime, day or night, 901-235-1176, or just go to MemphisFarmers.com. Auto, home, life, business, whatever you can think of, he's going to have your back. The power of farmers, somebody that knows Memphis, nothing but perfect. MemphisFarmers.com. Check him out. And it's now time to talk to my good friend David Cobb. What is up, Cobb?
Man, I'm just enjoying this lovely Tuesday.
It is pretty nice today. I'll tell you one thing, though. I left this morning in jeans, and now I'm, hot. So
yeah,
I'm going to complain.
It's like 50 degrees when I walked the dogs this morning, and now I'm sweating.
Yeah, I was kind of cold this morning, so that's why I put on the jeans. But now I'm hot because it's a beautiful day. But speaking of beautiful days, we got football on Tuesday. Gabe asked me this question. Do you like this? Could you get used to it? Or are you selfish like me? And you're like, no, dude. Tonight I'd be bidding on my fantasy football team or waiver wires on Wednesday. We play on Thursday.
It presents a little bit of an issue because, it coincides with the season premiere of The Bachelorette.
Hold on, time out. What is that? Your wife got you into that one?
Yeah. I mean, I resisted for a while, but I'm in now.
Is it good?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what this season is going to hold, but yeah, I mean, give it a shot, John.
I'll tell you one thing. I'd probably rather watch that than 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah.
And Honey's addicted to that, and it's horrible. But I need to know something. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, I mean, we got The Bachelorette, we got Tuesday night NFL action, but don't forget, tomorrow night's the big game. We got Coastal Carolina and Louisiana Lafayette going toe-to-toe with the Sun Belt. So,
well, hey, man, I'd rather watch some of the Sun Belt than the Big 12 right now.
No joke, yeah.
By the way, that's actually where I'm going to start. You cover all of college football. I was going to start in the SEC, but I got to ask you, I saw one of your tweets this weekend, or actually I think it was a couple of days ago, so yeah, this weekend, and you said about it might not be good for the national profile, and you said something to the effect that a 10-game SEC schedule, though, is going to be absolutely fun to watch. Alabama's probably going to be the only undefeated team next week, et cetera, et cetera. Do you think that them playing this difficult of a schedule could hurt their national profile, or would only enhance it as bad as the Big 12 is?
Well, okay, so the difference between the SEC and the Big 12 is that the good teams in the SEC are the teams that are still undefeated. Georgia and Alabama are going to be playing this week. They're both at 3-0. They're the last two undefeated teams in the conference. The issue with the Big 12 and where the difference is the fact that Texas and Oklahoma both have 2 losses already. So if you're looking for a national champion or a college football playoff team to come out of the Big 12, I guess you're looking at next week when Iowa State and Oklahoma State play. Are you serious?
They're never going to get undefeated. There's no way they make it.
So, that's just the difference is that the Big 12's, its good teams have already lost twice. And the SEC, yes, it has a lot of teams with losses. but the fact is, Georgia and Alabama are the two that are undefeated, and ultimately, I think the Big 12 would take having Texas and Oklahoma. Would have preferred them to be undefeated going into last week's Red River Showdown. Instead, it was just more or less a display of how just kind of bad that conference is this year, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Well, what do you think is going to happen this week then, since you brought it up, these two teams, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Georgia, Alabama, 7 o'clock?
Normally I'd go with the team that has a better defense, just sort of based off what we expect from
so
the
you're
SEC
liking Georgia?
norms. Well, normally, years past, yeah, but the league has gone so offense crazy, and I think Georgia showed that it's at least somewhat susceptible to the deep ball against Tennessee, and Alabama's got much better receivers than Tennessee does, and Mac Jones is more accurate than Jared Garantano, so I think Alabama's offense is going to make the plays. I think Alabama wins. Georgia's defense is awesome. I think it'll be a great game. I hope it's a great game.
I think it's going to be an interesting game for sure. Stetson Bennett's going to be interesting against Alabama.
Yeah, well, this is like the big game for him, right? Because, so far he's done a really good job of being the game manager, of handling things, decently well. But this is that moment that they thought they were going to have Jamie Newman in the game to make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he goes to the draft. Then they thought, we got DeJuan Mathis. He's this all-star freshman. He's just going to surprise the whole country. Well, he was a dud against Arkansas. And then they're like, we got JT Daniels, a former 5-star transfer. He was only ranked behind Trevor Lawrence, and Justin Fields a couple of years ago coming out, Anyway, they end up with Stetson Bennett, and this is the moment for him to prove that, once again, that he's more than anyone gave him credit for. It would be the best story in college football if Stetson Bennett leads Georgia to a win over Alabama.
Man, you ain't lying. It'll be very interesting. Stetson Bennett will become actually a common name around the country. And Mac Jones.
The fourth. Stetson Bennett the fourth. That's my apologies. Yeah.
You're right. Sorry. But I got to ask you right now, is the best quarterback playing in Oxford, is it Matt Corral?
He's really good. He's really good, man. You got some good. We weren't sure about the quarterback position in the SEC going into the season, but really been a
bro. I had actually Jamie Newman is the second best quarterback before the season started.
Yeah, and everyone was like, well, I guess Bo Nix is going to be really good. Whatever. So far it's been Matt Corral, Kyle Trask, and Mac Jones who have been really good. I don't think I'm leaving anybody out there. I would have said KJ Costello after
week one, but boy, he's been a turnover machine.
Yeah, but the other guy, I guess, is a little bit of a sleeper out of the SEC. That kid Connor, I think it's Bazelak.
Oh, I thought it was Bazelak. Is it Bazelak?
Yeah, I don't know. But
Missouri
against LSU the other day, yeah.
Yeah.
And, they were down two of their top receivers, and he goes 29 of 34 and leads them to a win over LSU. So,
I wasn't going to do this. Hold on, please.
Small sample size with him, because we're looking at the same team that KJ Costello beat, but, somebody to watch for sure.
All right, since you brought up the quarterback situation, I don't just ever picking on kids, and I'm not picking on him. Please listen to me. I'm just saying, if you're an ESPN producer, we'll do it this way. Do you regret in week one doing that crazy video of Miles Brennan, lifting logs in his yard and going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread? And the dude has come out and taken LSU to a whole whopping 1-2.
Well, I feel bad for Miles Brennan because no matter what happens,
he's thrown 11 touchdowns. He's thrown a lot of stuff, but they're giving up points and they're hemorrhaging it. But yeah, he's had an opportunity to make a few big plays and it just feels like it hadn't happened.
Yeah, well, he's not Joe Burrow, but he doesn't have half the weapons that Joe Burrow did either. He doesn't have
point.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He doesn't have a bunch of those receivers from last year's national championship.
Jordan, Jeffries, man, come on, look at Jefferson, or whatever. Dude is still, he's tearing up in even the NFL.
Yeah, we thought they were going to have Jamar Chase.
Justin Jefferson, I believe. Yeah, that's it.
So, I feel bad for Brennan to a certain extent, but if you're going to pin it all on him, you're really short-sighted because, I think more than anything, that defense is being exposed. I think Ed Orgeron wasn't crying too much about losing to Miranda to Baylor, but he's starting to, I think, to probably realize the type of job that Dave Aranda did while he was at LSU. Because Bo Pelini, yikes! I'd be surprised at this point if he makes it through year one of the reunion tour.
Bo Pelini, yikes. Yeah, dude, when you go to Columbia, Missouri and play defense like that, you are going to put a kid up there, Mr. Basil Lack. But I will tell you, Georgia, Alabama is going to be awesome. I'm fired up for that. I'm scared to watch what Florida's going to do after the loss last week to LSU this week. It might be ugly. They're an 11.5-point favorite. But I want to ask you, are you shocked that Felipe Franks in Arkansas and what the job Sam Pittman's done?
Yeah, I am shocked. I really am. I mean, I really thought they might go 0-10 again.
Dude, they were, 0-19 until they finally won an SEC game, and they should be 2-1 this year because Auburn jobbed them. Well, the officials jobbed them, and Bo Nix, whatever.
Yeah, that was a shame. That was a real shame that happened because, I mean, just think about how wacky it would be if Arkansas was sitting there at 2-1.
I wouldn't
LSU
even believe it.
was 1-2. I mean, what the heck? So, anyway, but I am incredibly impressed with the job that Sam Pittman has done at Arkansas in year one. It makes you just look back and say, what in the world was Chad Morris doing? Like, what was he doing? They were awful. And it's not like Sam Pittman's had a bunch of time to bring in a bunch of players and implement some systems and do some player development. I mean, he's literally just, showed up, didn't have spring practice, and now he's got them competing with everyone. I mean, they were leading Georgia at halftime. And, they're a bad call away from being 2-1. That's remarkable with a quarterback in Felipe Franks that, quite frankly, was kind of just not getting the job done at Florida. I mean, he got beat out by Kyle Trask. Kyle Trask was really good, but I don't think Florida fans were sad to see Felipe Franks go. But now he's having a really good year at Arkansas. So, I mean, I wasn't for sure that Sam Pittman was going to be a good coach, and he's still got a long way to go. But I mean, you just have to give the guy tremendous credit. I mean, I think it's pretty clear he and Lane Kiffin both are shining right now as first-year coaches. But again, Kiffin's a guy that's been in the SEC. This is his third Power 5 head coaching job.
Yeah, Tennessee to USC.
Never been a head coach anywhere. He didn't even have the Florida Atlantic job like Lane Kiffin did. So the guy's never been a coordinator. And
good point.
Turn the worst team in the SEC into somebody that you got to be afraid of every week.
You know what? Sam Pittman, though, how cool would it be for him to punch Chad Morris in the face because he was on the opposite sideline? And the fact that Auburn got the win, you know how much fun Arkansas fans would be having this week? Yeah, we got rid of you, Chad Morris, and sent you to Auburn so we could whoop your you-know-what. Dude, it would be so much smack talk. So that,
we were one bad call away from Gus Malzahn, the hot seat talk, being as loud as it's ever been. Mm-hmm. It happens, probably everyone once every 18 months. That hot seat really gets going for one reason or another with Gus Malzahn, and if they lose that game, if that call goes the right way, we're probably back in that same situation. And Chad Morris along with Gus Malzahn. So that's sort of, the bizarrety of this SEC only season. Is that you're going to have, you're going to look back when this whole thing is over, and you're going to see individual plays like that make a huge difference in whatever the narrative ends up being. I mean, if the SEC doesn't get two teams into the college football playoff, you might be able to come back to Florida, Texas A&M this past week and highlight two plays or even a single play in that game that made the difference. And so that Auburn Arkansas ending is one of those that we're going to look back on, and say, wow, if Arkansas wins that game, Gus Malzahn might finally be out.
Yep. No. Honestly, the fact you said it best, Chad Morris. What were you doing? Were you just cashing a check, and were you riding on a Harley and picking up blondes? Oh no, wait, that was another coach. Never mind.
They've had a run of bad luck there.
Dude, you aren't lying, man. They paid some good money for some dudes to go out there and not do jack. But finally, Sam Pittman's doing a great job. Felipe Franks is playing well. It's absolutely crazy. But Gus and my man Chad Morris, they still stink. Let's just be honest. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you. You were on the Tennessee beat for so long. I don't even know how to ask this one. After last week, how do you grade right now their I mean, they had the longest winning streak. Were they posers?
Well, they didn't really play that great a competition. I mean, that winning streak included, half of it was wins over South Carolina and Missouri, because they beat those teams twice during that 8-game winning
Good point.
streak. But the Indiana game in the bowl, that was a good win. Indiana was really good last year. So they beat some decent teams, but no one great. And Tennessee looked like it was back for the first half of that Georgia game. That goal line stand right before the half.
Oh, man. The first half, that's what I was going to say. The first half, Tennessee, I thought was going to get that bad boy. But the second half was what I call ugly as
the
can be.
offensive line was atrocious. That offensive line was the reason why some people gave Tennessee a chance after what Georgia did to Auburn, because Auburn couldn't get the running game going. It has a young, inexperienced offensive line with guys that haven't played together. Tennessee has a talented veteran offensive line with guys that have played together. And the one new guy on that line is Cade Mays, who should have been as motivated as anybody to go and play.
Because I thought you think he would want to go back there and pop him in the mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And instead, the opposite happened, and they got popped in the mouth by Georgia. And so, in a year where offense is king in the SEC, that Georgia defense is really, really, really good. Again, the only susceptibility that I saw or that I've seen in Georgia's defense is with vertical go routes down the sideline. When you've got a tall receiver or a fast receiver, that's where I think Alabama could potentially exploit Georgia, because Mac Jones has been really accurate. Alabama has really great receivers, but elsewhere, there really aren't any holes in that Georgia defense. So, in years past, I would rank Georgia number 2 right now behind Clemson, because their defense used to be the way that you won in college football in the SEC. Now it may not be. So I've got Alabama one spot ahead of Georgia. That's why this game on Saturday is going to be so awesome. I don't know if I'm not exaggerating when I say that it's the game of the year. It really is. There's a lot riding on it, and it's a total clash in styles. It could be the first time it loses to a former assistant. The storylines go on and on. It should be a really good game this Saturday.
Bro, sorry about that laugh, but they were showing Walker Buehler again on the television. I can't look at that. Makes me sick every time I see Walker Buehler. But I'd remiss to ask you one last question. Will the real Kentucky please stand up? Do you know who they are?
Well, I had them as a lock to be Mississippi State, because, they kind of got shafted against
Ole Miss, missing kicks.
Yeah, against Ole Miss.
But they played horrible defense, and then they played horrible in the second half against Auburn. And I just, Terry Wilson doesn't look like a competent SEC quarterback.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. But Kentucky was too good to go 0-3. I don't know for sure what they are. They've been a little bit disappointing to this point. I do think that defense is pretty good, though. So, Terry Wilson's kind of got to figure it out. They have to have some sort of aerial attack. I'd lean towards Tennessee, right now in that game. But, don't sleep on Kentucky just because they're off to a slow start. It's a talented team. They've got the pieces there. It's just a matter of can they put it together.
David W. Cobb, CBS Sports. Check him out on Twitter at David W. Cobb. He's the best in the business. He covers college football, college basketball, and he joins me 1:30 on Tuesday every day. Plus on Monday, don't you join? Which show do you join? You're on every one.
Yeah, no, I do. I do with Stats and Wolo on Mondays.
On Mondays, that's right. So, always tune in. Make sure you check out Cobb, and also go read him and give him a follow at David W. Cobb. I'll talk to you next Tuesday, my friend.
All right, man.
That's my friend Cobb, and guess what? I'm late for a break, but I'll be right back. This is Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Start your day the right way with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane on Sports 56 mornings. Weekdays from 7 to 10 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM and 96.1 FM.
Memphis, it's official. Crab Kings is where it's at. The best seafood with 7 flavors to choose from. Try the shrimp and chicken pasta. Now available is the salmon and fried lobster pasta. Snow crab, king crab, dungeons and more. Fish platter, $9.99. Lobster tail, $10.99. Jumbo wings, 99 cents each. Download the app or search Crab Kings on Google. Visit us at crabkingstn.com. Crab Kings Seafood and Pasta, Memphis favorites. Memphis, it's official. Crab Kings is where it's at. The best seafood with 7 flavors to choose from. Try the shrimp and chicken pasta. Now available is the salmon and fried lobster pasta, snow crab, king crab, dungeons and more. Fish platter, $9.99. Lobster tail, $10.99. Jumbo wings, 99 cents each. Download the app or search Crab Kings on Google. Visit us at crabkingstn.com. Crab Kings Seafood and Pasta, Memphis favorite.
At First Bank Mortgage, their core purpose is to help you get to a better place. That better place may be a lower monthly payment, that vacation you thought was impossible, or getting into a home with a fenced backyard where your kids can play. To get into your better place, First Bank Mortgage makes decisions right here at home. Dedicated to helping you get to your better place, First Bank Mortgage. Call Daniel Mooney at 901-462-0145 today. NMLS 741022. Equal housing lender.
You know when you gotta be somewhere, it's like really urgent. You don't want to do it over the phone. Some things just can't be said with an LOL or an OMG. Some things just need to be done IRL. So you get in your Nissan Altima and drive. Feel the VC turbo engine instantly react to give you more power and efficiency, so you can get where you need to go.
Hey, Eric. What are you doing here?
Like.
Huh?
Your social post. I liked it.
Oh, thank you. There's a button for that, right?
I do.
The Nissan Altima, now offering the most tech-advanced engine in its class. This is tech that helps you be there. This is Nissan Intelligent Mobility. Auto Pacific segmentation. 2020 Altima Platinum versus latest in-market competitors in the premium midsize class. Available feature. World's first production variable compression turbo engine launched by Nissan Motor Company Limited in 2018.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
What is up? What is up? What is up? Welcome into Sports 56 Happy Hour. I was trying to be a professional, but man, y'all got to be here during the break sometimes. That was funny. This is a beautiful edition and a beautiful Tuesday. Sports 56 Happy Hour. Your good buddy Gabe Coons on the other side at G_Coons71. Give him a follow on Twitter. I'm at Johnny_Radio. And don't forget, we're live on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. Watch us at Sports 56 WHBQ. Now, Gabe, you got a little info, my man.
Yeah, I have to start here. Actually, this is some SEC stuff since we just got off the phone with David Cobb. Also, if you want to check out our podcasts and go back and listen to our interviews, they're usually on featured audio, or our podcast, sports56whbq.com. Just scroll down, find what you want to listen to, and click on it. But I did have to mention this. Florida has 5 new COVID-19 cases. The school reported its latest testing results this morning, 4 days before they host LSU. So that we'll see what happens. If we get an update during the show, we will let you know. But I did want to mention that the Jets, Adam Gase, the drama just continues. You would think the obvious decision would be, hey, let's just fire the guy. But they have now talked since Le'Veon Bell has been on Twitter liking and retweeting things about how he should be traded because Adam Gase misuses him. Adam Gase and the front office has said that they're going to put him on the trade block. That they are looking to trade him. Also, in the same day, Adam Gase says he is willing to give up play calling duties. At this point, isn't it just sort of obvious? Like, just fire him and just move on with your lives. It's almost as if
he's coasting now. He just is cashing checks, yo.
Honestly, it seems like Adam Gase knows he's on the way out, but Woody Johnson won't fire him.
That's what I was about to say. Let me ask you a question. What does he have on Woody?
Right.
Like, is it?
What?
I would think like a couple maybe nude selfies would make you not want to fire somebody.
Selfies.
Like, isn't that like a big
Nude
thing?
Selfies. I don't know.
Isn't that like there's a whole episode of Think Catfish or something like that show that people watch?
Yeah.
And it's about that, isn't it?
It's not. Well, catfish is about. You know what a catfish is, right? So like,
Kind of like nude selfies or something.
No.
What is catfish in there?
Catfish means like
Hold on, I
a
thought
person
that's
makes
what
a profile of, say, they're trying to catfish you. Okay. So they make a profile of some very, very good-looking woman. This woman reaches out to you. You start a relationship with her online, and it turns out it's a 45-year-old man who lives in his mom's basement. That's what a catfish is.
Okay, now this actually
Do you
does
get it?
kind of make
You
sense
get- okay.
because now it makes more sense because when I saw them, they were like, you were sending me naked pictures of this like beautiful man with this great body, and you look like this, and I was like, what is going on? So I thought it had to do with like sending like pictures.
Oh gosh.
But you
no,
understand
yeah.
my
At this
confusion.
point, I don't know. I mean, naked pictures might be involved. Who knows? At this point, like Adam Gase is.
I just figured that was very 2020.
At this point, though, is there any like realistic like reason that Adam Gase is still employed?
No, honestly, I think if you even go to a court and say that you don't want to pay him the rest of his contract because he didn't do his fiduciary duty, he didn't fulfill his obligations, all you have to do is take his record into a court or just walk up there and say, hey, he's the coach for the Jets. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, dude, you ain't getting your money. You stink, bro.
Yeah, and New York teams, New York football teams, they're 0-10 this year, so.
Oh, man.
Not looking too bright.
What's that song? New York, New York, New York. So the Knicks, the Giants. Ooh, the Yankees got beat this year, and that's the only team that was supposed to be
Nets right now.
good?
Nets right now are their biggest bright spot, I'd say.
Their pitching staff.
I said the Nets. Not
I
the
think
Mets.
you said the Mets.
Not the Mets.
Man, I think
Not the Mets.
Is there any chance I'm also going deaf along with my color blindness?
It's possible.
I misheard. What did you call it? Auto something this earlier during Gabe and them, and now I misheard the Nets.
You're gonna make me say it again. That was part of the conversation about Steely Dan.
Yeah,
earlier.
that's right. By the way, I will say this, please. We talked about Sports 56 on Twitter, Sports 56 WHBQ Facebook, Sports 56 WHBQ YouTube, all that stuff. If you miss any segment, you can go back. But I want to recommend something. When my show is over and then sports time and Wolo and Stats are over at 6 o'clock, I know there's football, but make a little time to go back and listen to about 12 o'clock, start of hour number 3, Greg and Eli, Gabe Kuhn, 5 favorite songs. It's must-listen-to radio. I was in tears. I couldn't come in. I sat in front of my car like for 30 minutes and couldn't walk in. It was hilarious. Check it out. And always remember, keep it locked right here. Coming up next, we're going back to 2 teams, Ole Miss, Mississippi State. How different are views of these teams from week 1 to week 3? Wow. Lane Kiffin is on the Lane train. People are just feeding off of him. And right now, Mississippi State looks like, man, they look like they stuck in mud in that win versus LSU. They don't look like the Patriots, the Packers, or what else did he say? What did Mr. Leach say?
You know, we played LSU this week because, the New England Patriots and the Green Bay Packers were busy.
Like you knocked off some big bad boy. Hey, they did the same thing in Missouri. So, and what you do against Kentucky last week, that was embarrassing. We're talking college football, just a little south of the border, state of Mississippi. Bulldogs, Ole Miss Rebels, right here, and never forget, MemphisFarmers.com. Chad Gatlin, 901-235-1176, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Starts playing different tunes. I'll see you on the dark side of the moon.
some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage. Factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
You know when you gotta be somewhere, it's like really urgent. You don't want to do it over the phone. Some things just can't be said with an LOL or an OMG. Some things just need to be done IRL. So you get in your Nissan Altima and drive. Feel the VC turbo engine instantly react to give you more power and efficiency, so you can get where you need to go.
Hey, Eric. What are you doing here?
Like.
Huh?
Your social post. I liked it.
Oh, thank you. There's a button for that, right?
I do.
The Nissan Altima, now offering the most tech-advanced engine in its class. This is tech that helps you be there. This is Nissan Intelligent Mobility. Auto Pacific segmentation. 2020 Altima Platinum versus latest in-market competitors in the premium midsize class. Available feature. World's first production variable compression turbo engine launched by Nissan Motor Company Limited in 2018.
If ever there was a time for comfort food, this is it. And there's no comfort food like Sunrise on Jefferson. Fresh-made breakfast featuring Sunrise's signature homemade square biscuits or the huge selection of hot, fresh, and fast lunch items are all part of what has always made Sunrise the most comforting of comfort foods in Memphis. Of course, everything that can be done to keep you and the staff safe at Sunrise is a top priority. And you can always order ahead and get delicious Sunrise to go. At a time this confusing, it's good to know there's one thing you can count on: Sunrise.
Hi, this is Jay Farner, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. We can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so when you call 8338-ROCKET or visit us at rocketmortgage.com to start your refinance, you'll be well on your way to saving money every month. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.125%, APR 3.43%. Right now could be a great time for you to take some positive financial steps forward with a cash-out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, which could give you the boost that you're looking for. In addition, we may be able to help you refinance with little or no out-of-pocket costs. At Rocket Mortgage, we're committed to every client, every time, no exceptions, no excuses, giving you the best mortgage experience. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Rates subject to change. Pay 2.875% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Here we go. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Welcome to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. By the way, a little apology, man. In the first, 20 minutes, I don't know if y'all can tell, I was, dying. I couldn't breathe. I had to take, a Claritin. Now I can breathe. Thank you, Claritin. I'm not even doing an advertisement, but I will tell you I'm doing one for. Oh, yeah. My good friend John Luke McCord's coming on, and we're going to talk about Mississippi State and Ole Miss. And you know who it's brought to you by? A very good friend of mine. And that's my man, Bill at I Buy Houses. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call him. Anytime. I don't care. Whenever you make the decision, I'm ready to get up and get out of here. I'm moving on up. Or if the bank calls and you're kind of going the other way, if you want to get out of that valley, you got to get back on top of that mountain. And it starts usually with a simple phone call. Don't let them take your house. Just call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. It's any house. It's any area, as simple as that. And if your house has been on the market for like 3, 4, 5, 6 months because of COVID, why? Or if you don't want anybody coming over to your house, just call 901-406-1101. Work out the deal. Bill will be there and guaranteed to close in 5 days. Bing, bang, boom. You got your check. Bill, 901-406-1101. Give him a call. Bill at iBuy Houses. That's 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. My good buddy Bill. Now, speaking of good buddies, John Luke McCord. What's up, brother?
What is up, Johnny? I'm just reflecting on the weekend that was in college football, getting lined up with some of these lines, I guess, for this Saturday.
That's what I'm talking about. Getting them lines ready. By the way, there's a very interesting week of football. But did you hear the news about Florida? They got 5. Is it 4 or 5 COVID positive players, Gabe?
5
positive tests, man. Yeah. And that's just that's already bad news. I mean, LSU's already having a bad year. I guess it'll just postpone a week before they get another loss, but I don't know. Florida having COVID. Last week's game against Texas A&M was awesome, but you know where I'm starting, don't you, John Luke? I got to start in the great state of Mississippi.
Real quick, I do have to sort of we have to make fun a tad bit because Dan Mullen came out, what was it, last week, John Luke, when he came out and said he wants 90,000 people in the stands?
Oh, that is
He
true.
wanted a packed stadium, and now he's got players on his team with COVID-19.
Do you know I forgot about that? I completely
I was gonna say, Gabe,
spaced
you read
that.
my mind there. It's like, I will say this. It's like quietly respect the virus, even if you feel that way. Just don't go public with it, or it's liable to strike you, I guess.
Dude, I forgot completely. And you know what? It's still kind of crazy to think about Mike Leach being down at Mississippi State, Dan Mullen, Sam Pittman over in Arkansas. Like, this whole year is crazy. The fact that it's a full SEC schedule is crazy, and it's fun, and I love it. But no team has been absolutely as crazy as Mississippi State. Week 1, Mike Leach comes out and says, we don't play the Packers or the Patriots because they were busy, because they knocked down mighty LSU. LSU's 1-2 right now. Looks like it doesn't look like the LSU victory it looked like in week 1. Did you imagine in any chance that Mississippi State, after that big win against LSU, would be 1-2 and KJ Costello would turn into a dead gum turnover machine?
Well, listen, guys. No. First off, no. I did not think that Mississippi State would be at this point, but I told you guys it'd be interesting to see if Costello could maintain that consistent level because he had narrowly beaten Will Rogers out of camp. Who, I mean, listen, but they think Will Rogers is the future there. There's a 4-star quarterback in Starkville right now, currently committed to Florida State. Now, I know Mike Leach has got a couple of kids from Texas committed, one from Lubbock that's a 4-star, but they got a local kid that's really good. They think Will Rogers is the future of that program.
Wow.
But the fact is he's 18 years old, and still narrowly KJ Costello beat him coming out of camp. So I wondered if we would see that kind of performance or if he had some up and down in him. But the thing about it is, look, as inept as Mississippi State was the other night, I mean, you have to feel terrible as a Bulldog fan because you come out of that game having played both quarterbacks. Neither were effective. Costello was, flat out detrimental to your team. And it's frustrating because I think one thing Mississippi State fans wondered when Mike Leach rolled at the town is, do we have enough receivers ready to go to do this thing, to run this air raid system? They clearly showed in week 1. They got plenty of receivers. It's got to be the quarterback getting it there. So it's interesting. It's unfortunate for Mississippi State because, frankly, this is probably the best defensive unit perhaps Mike Leach has ever or will ever have. I mean, it's a good defense. They can hold teams. But when they're on the field as much as they have been, it's just they're really, really running uphill. So, no, I didn't think they would be in this pit. I didn't think they would be on the potential, like right here at the cusp of potentially letting the wheels fall off because we thought that was a team that was going to, potentially run through, grab 7 or 8 wins the way they looked in week 1. But again, LSU is 1 and terrible, and Mississippi State is 1 and on the brink, I think.
Did you think 44, though, completions would be to running backs out of 124 receptions on the year? That's what's kind of freaking me out. You got Kylan Hill. He's got 23 receptions. They're throwing the ball to Marks. They're throwing the ball to Johnson. All 3
and
running
Hill's been
backs.
banged up.
And Mitchell And, Shavers have got a combined 23 catches this year, I think. Like, don't they need to get the ball to the receivers?
They're trying. Look, there were a couple where Costello, frankly, just overshot, overthrew, too much arm, too little arm, too Shavers. Tyrell Shavers is a guy, look, I'm telling y'all, he transferred in from Alabama, so of course he's a talented guy. But he's been in position to make some plays downfield and be a downfield threat in that offense, no question about it. The ball has just not been there. It's not been on target. I think that's really the issue for Osiris Mitchell, for Tyrell Shavers, and frankly, even for some of those other guys that came in out of JUCO, Javante Payton, and guys like that, Malik Heath. And so they've got the talent there at receiver, but frankly, because of some of the conservative throws being the most effective to the running backs, to Austin Williams over the middle, those are the guys leading the team in reception. So quite an interesting situation, frankly. A couple weeks ago, we saw Colin Hill go down in week 2 against Arkansas. He actually had been effective on the ground in a couple of carries that night. So you wonder what he would have been able to add had he been able to stick around in that game. But the performance they put up against Kentucky, just shameful.
Shameful.
The first game, I believe, Mike Leach has never scored an offensive point in his career. So again, just shameful. Kentucky is pretty solid in the secondary. They're pretty solid up front. But
if they had a better quarterback,
like Alabama the other night, yeah.
Dude, I was just going to say, Terry Wilson is just they got running backs, receivers, offensive line, a defense. Their secondary is a little spotty, but they're a good deadgum football team. But he is atrocious.
I mean, you have to say this right here about Stoops. I mean, for some of the units he's had defensively, it's hard that he hasn't been able to sell a quarterback on coming in there and sort of being the completing factor for that program. I mean, Drew Barker was a big recruit out of high school. Frankly, ironically, Mac Jones is a guy they had once committed out of high school. So they've been, they've gotten a few that just didn't pan out. They've almost gotten Mac Jones, but I think, frankly, you could look at this and say the best quarterback he's brought in probably since he's been there is arguably the kid that's his backup that came from Auburn right now, Joey Gatewood.
Now, everybody knows that this is very important, that on Tuesday at 2 o'clock, I do this with John Luke. And if you don't know John Luke, go to @JLGrindin, give him a follow. John Luke McCord. It's the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. Follow that as well at DJ or D-Journal Now. D-Journal Now. Give it a follow and check it out. Now, I got to ask you again. We have been talking about Mississippi State. After week 1, you're like, whoa. Mike Leach, sexy, hot. How far? Did Mississippi State get the better coach? Everything
they unlocked the cheat code.
Yeah, they unlocked the SEC cheat code. Oh my goodness! Now after 3 weeks, Lane Kiffin, Mike Leach. So far, who do you think right now they believe, at least the fans, or who do you also believe is the better offensive mind?
I'll say this. It's actually kind of a twofold answer. Right now, today, in modern college football, with the current evolution of their, sort of skill sets, careers, minds, whatever, it's Lane Kiffin.
Yep.
It's probably no question it's Lane Kiffin. But I will say this for Mike Leach. Over the last 20 years, and frankly, look, Lane's still a young guy, but he's been around in the coaching circles that time period. It's Mike Leach. Mike Leach has had the longevity, and there's always been the thought that he would come to the SEC. So again, and look, he's just 3 games in. He's out here in the media talking about there's some non-believers within the program and some stragglers and some guys that frankly are going to probably get cut or hit the road, as he said it. So I would argue that this is maybe the most talent Mike Leach will ever have on that roster. I don't think he's going to be able to recruit and uphold the level of talent they have on both sides. So that's interesting.
Whoa, that's a huge take.
Look, he's not going to recruit well enough to maintain this roster.
I'm actually with you. I thought I think we lost John. Sorry about that. That was a little bit loud. The things happen. But man, I'm with him. I think Mike Leach, he's had his opportunity over in the Big 12. He's had it out there at the Pac on the left coast. He's now down here in the South. And again, great lawyer, great man. They take football very, very seriously down here in the SEC. And I know week 1, everybody was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing in the world. Well, now it kind of looks like that dud. You're like, boy, somebody just sold me some fool's gold, or you found fool's gold. And at first you're like, oh my God, look at this shiny material. I'm rich. And they're like, nah, man, that's fake. And then you want to cry. So I think that's Mike Leach right now. Hit me up 67129. Tell me what you think. Now, talking about real gold, I think the real gold is at Ole Miss, and it is Lane Kiffin. But I also think how lucky is he to have Matt Corral on that dead-gum team just sitting there, wasn't even used last year. Nobody knew him. And right now, I think he's playing better football from the quarterback position than anybody in the conference.
Wow.
I have him number one over Mac Jones and 3 Kyle Trask.
Yeah, and I we were talking a little bit about this last week where I said, hey, he's in the top 3, and maybe that's more of play right now and draft conversation, but you could argue, obviously, that he has played the best of any of the quarterbacks through 3 games. But look, I'll say this, and Lane Kiffin's Twitter, is certainly an indication of what his offense is doing, because he is out here recruiting some players with sort of some of the numbers he's put up and things like that. But one guy he keeps talking a lot about, retweeting a lot of stuff about, Kenny Yeboah. Kenny Yeboah has been a big safety blanket over the middle of the field for Matt Corral. Obviously, Elijah Moore's skill set is on full display now that he's got a quarterback that can throw the football and get it to him, near the line of scrimmage, down the field, and everywhere he can get open. So he's got a lot of weapons. The offensive line has some talent and it's played all right. I think they can play a lot better along that offensive front. But certainly Matt Corral has had the wow factor. And again, one thing I said last week, you guys, just the aggressiveness they're going down the field with in the middle of the field, downfield, is just it's eye-opening sometimes with some of those plays. And so Matt Corral's been certainly impressive. People are talking about draft status with him and what kind of decision he's going to have to make after the end of the year. So it's crazy what 12 months can do to change a lot of things, because certainly last year it was just, where's Matt Corral going to transfer?
Aaron Rodgers has a QBR of 92.5 this year in the NFL. He's playing out of his mind, right? Do you know Matt Corral has a QBR of 95.6?
That's right.
Dude, first in the SEC. Not only that, is first in the dead-gum country. I mean, he is playing out of his mind. He's completing on the road 82.8% of his passes. On the season, 76.1. Got 1,080 yards, 9 touchdowns, only 1 pick. He's played Alabama. Almost, hung half a hundy on him. He's dope.
He's not, I will say this, he's not a traditional looking quarterback when you watch him play. Obviously, he's not a runner or anything like that. He certainly moves around in the pocket and evades pressure probably better than he's given credit for. But his arm slot is particularly what's interesting to watch with him, because he looks more like a top shortstop prospect than maybe a top quarterback prospect sometimes. But he's got the over-the-top motion, and he gets it out pretty quick, but he's able to use different arm slots. Some of them look really, really sketchy when he's letting it go, but he's able to fit it into tight spots on some of these slant routes and things over the middle to Elijah Moore on third down. So he's interesting in the way that he sort of plays that position for sure. So it's certainly been fun for Rebel fans to watch. And you ask, which one of the fan bases believes more? It's certainly the Ole Miss fan base right now. I mean, I think, even despite a loss this past weekend, those guys, that fan base feels bulletproof. They feel like going toward the future, they're a program that should be feared going forward again. And with what Lane Kiffin can do, he's recruiting all right now, but I think there's hope when visits are able to open back up and things like that he can recruit even better. So again, Lane Kiffin's got things on the up and up. Mike Leach probably has more questions than answers with his program, but arguably, look, both of those guys are in year one, but even beyond that, they're not really even under the pressure of year one. Now, Mississippi State did just fire a coach in 2 seasons that won 14 games. So if I'm Mike Leach, I'm a little bit more worried about getting the engine started a little quicker. But Lane Kiffin, I think certainly of those two guys, since week 1 of college football, has had much more momentum.
Rich Rodriguez done forever since he had, Matt Corral sitting on the bench and Plumlee in there.
Matt Corral probably pushes Rich Rodriguez further away from a college football head coach or a coaching job of any sort with every single completion. Yeah,
I am
most likely.
Dude, I am so with you. And dude, the receivers tell me, how did Ole Miss become wide receiver U?
I don't know, man. Look,
I mean, we're going to
will
watch
say
A.J.
this,
Brown tonight in Tennessee. We
Mhm.
watched DK Metcalf with a winning
DK.
touchdown in Seattle. Like, everywhere you look, there's an Ole Miss receiver doing something in the NFL. You look in the past few years since you go to Hugh Freeze, Matt Luke, and even now, and they've got, NFL receivers all over the place. It's crazy. And now with Lane Kiffin, I think that's just going to continue.
No doubt. Look. I will say this, and no one knows his name right now. He's just a recruit, but a kid that they got committed really early when they got to Ole Miss for this class, a receiver out of Hollywood, Florida, named Braylon Brown. I'm telling you guys, he looks like some of those receivers that played at Alabama when Lane Kiffin.
I could talk all day
You want
with
to put
you.
on the outside next year, yeah.
I could do this all day long, but I do got to go take a break. I'm telling you. Thank you so much, John Luke. If you love Ole Miss and Mississippi State, we rap a lot about them every Tuesday with John Luke McCord at JL Grindin. Also, Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal, D Journal Now. Give them a follow on Twitter. Check out their stuff. You'll absolutely love it. And never miss Tuesdays at 2:00. John, have fun, be safe out there. And one thing before you go, did you see a line that was way off that I need to jump on?
Man, they're moving. Some of the ones I liked earlier are moving. You got to catch them on Sunday when they get out, man. That's what I was going to say. Even when I led in earlier, I was like, nah, I'm actually probably a day behind. I hope everybody's not buying it. Kind of fading what I said there.
I know what you mean, man. I'm kind of like you. I check them on Sundays myself, man. Well, be blessed. Have a great one, and I'll talk to you next Tuesday. Good luck, my friend.
Appreciate y'all.
That's John Luke McCord at JL Grindin. Give him a follow. By the way, I got to tell you something. MemphisFarmers.com. That's right. John Luke McCord was brought to you by our good friends over at MemphisFarmers.com as well. I know Bill Bell started it out, but now the whole show is brought to you by my good friend Chad Gallen. 901-235-1176. After you get your new house or sell your old house and you get a new one, go to MemphisFarmers.com. Check out Chad Gatlin. And don't forget, it's just not your car, automobile, renter's insurance. If you don't have renter's insurance and you're renting, hope you don't have somebody break in and steal all your stuff, because that would be a terrible thing. It's very, very, very inexpensive. But so many people are losing jobs. So what do? You do something like this. You go to MemphisFarmers.com, check out life insurance, because most of the people out there I know of have life insurance tied to their job. As many people are losing their job, if that happens, you're going to be, you know what I'm saying. It's not good. So make sure your family has an opportunity in case a disaster happens to have a fighting chance, because this is a rough world. You don't want them to get swallowed up. John Luke McCord is that safety. He's that safety net or lifeboat or just, whatever's happening. He's got you covered, and he'll always take care of you. MemphisFarmers.com. Check him out, 901-235-1176, 901-235-1176. Chad Gallen's the best in the business. Coming back in just a minute, me and Gabe are going to go to Hardwood. Gabe, do you have any stories today?
Yeah, first of all, we have to talk about Walker Buehler and his pants.
So you now are in.
and then I have to tell you about what LeBron James did for his daughter on her birthday. It is pretty insane.
I will tell you, it's very lifelike. It is very insane. There's some of the best stories, and we're going to kind of go to break a little bit early today because Hardwood is extremely, extremely overflowing. But it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a cornucopia. Are we getting close enough to what is it called?
Cornucopia.
Yeah, isn't that like the Thanksgiving thing?
I have no idea.
You don't know what a cornucopia is? It's like a horn, or I don't know what it is. It's a big old thing, and it's got like fruit or something. I don't know. It's like a Thanksgiving thing, isn't it?
You got me beat on that
now,
one. But I did want to mention this. This is interesting, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Alex Smith. So there's odds on who's going to win the Comeback Player of the Year award, and Alex Smith is the favorite at -330, followed by Cam Newton and Ben Roethlisberger, who are at +420. I feel like, wouldn't that be a really good value play to get Big Ben or Cam Newton?
Yeah.
Because Alex Smith, I mean, I'm not saying he's not going to be good for the rest of the year, but he just got his first playing time in week number 5.
Yeah, that's pretty fascinating, actually.
I wouldn't have thought he'd be the
me either.
top of the odds there, but
what is Washington? Everybody got some money.
Yeah, because isn't Kyle Allen going to probably be the starter going into next week?
I told you they were going to go to Alex Smith and stick with him eventually. I didn't think it was going to happen in the very first half.
And also, unfortunately, for Alex Smith, the Washington football team stinks. Like, I can't imagine he'll win many games even if he does start going forward.
All right, I know you're going to laugh at me real quick because before I go to break, I got to bring this up one more time. A cornucopia, is it not like a horn full of dead gum fruit? Google it. I think it's a ram's horn or something. Or a goat.
Yes, yeah. It's one of those, they call it a goat horn, overflowing with flowers, fruit, and corn. So, yes, I know what this is now that I look at it, but I didn't know, like.
Oh, what it was called? Cornucopia?
No, it was a cornucopia. I thought cornucopia was just like a term people use to say, like, there's a big supply of something. Like, we have a cornucopia of
I think it's a
fruits.
symbol of plenty, so that makes sense.
A cornucopia of hats. I don't know.
You were going to say ganja, I think. It was on the tip of your tongue, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
420 Dogface
It's clearly on the tip of your tongue.
Maybe, I don't know. 420 Dogface would have said that, or cranberry juice. But if you haven't seen 420 Dogface,
it'll bring up your mood immediately. I just
check it out. It's a vibe. It's just, I don't know why this dude.
You're starting to use the word vibe now.
Yeah, because I've never used it before in my life. I didn't know what vibing was. And I think that dude's vibing.
You are literally getting into the TikTok generation.
Dude,
you
I
watch
found out what
TikTok.
catfish is too. But by the way, did I not have a very good idea of, or like at least what I thought? Did it make sense? Did you? If you don't want to know what I'm talking about, well, anyway, just go back and listen to the audio.
Cornucopia, man.
Sports 56 WHBQ. And by the way, check out everything Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and never touch that dial. Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays.
What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Ben Swinger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 125 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Ben Swinger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. 2 Memphis locations, one in Midtown on Hollywood Street across from the Liberty Bowl, and one in Cordova off Germantown Parkway next to the Fox and Hound. Visit their website, benswingerglass.com. Ben Swinger Glass.
Hey folks, I'm Jarrett Carter. My family recently purchased East Memphis Ace Hardware at Quince and White Station, and we're excited to offer the best selection of Big Green Egg and Traeger grills. And then don't forget about our Benjamin Moore Paint Studio and the Garden Center for flowers. Save 60% with our new Duracell key fob replacement program. We have a master locksmith service as well as glass cutting and screen repair. East Memphis Ace Hardware, located at Quince and White Station behind Three Little Pigs.
It's back, the Carhartt Crazy Sale at Frontier Western Store in Olive Branch. Visit Frontier this month for huge markdowns on clearance Carhartt items. The latest fall line just launched, and Frontier is fully stocked. We've got jeans, shirts, bib overalls, jackets, coats, gloves, belts, boots, and more. And to make room for the new items, we've discounted a number of short sleeve plaids and t-shirts. Save up to 50%. All Carhartt jeans are now $5 off. This is the last jean sale of the year, so stock up now for yourself or someone else for the upcoming holidays. Christmas will be here before you know it, so you might as well save some cash now on what you know you'll need. All this month, we are including a buy one, get one half price sale on all novelty t-shirts by Simply Southern, Girly Girl, Live Oak, and more. It's the Carhartt Crazy Sale and more. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch. On the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Mount Moriah Auto Sales. What sets them apart? Great selection, quality, high-end to low-end cars, and low mileage. Mount Moriah Auto Sales is under new management. Ask for Emmett or Steven. Check out their great selection of cars or trucks. Choose from Dodges, Jeeps, Fords, GMCs, Infinitis, Porsches, Range Rovers, Lexus, Mercedes, BMWs, even Bentleys. Mount Moriah Auto Sales also has a great service department with 12 bays for everything from oil changes to alignment to new tires. Go to MountMoriahAutoSales.com. Pick out your like new car or truck today. Mount Moriah Auto Sales, right on the corner and right on the price.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you about to wind up dead.
Don't head back to Tennessee, Jed. Welcome back into Little Sports 56 with your buddy Johnny Radio, Gabe Kuhn. We're chilling like a couple villains. Speaking of that, by the way, chilling. Dude, did you see crazy, like, do you know being rich would be fun?
Yeah.
Did you see LeBron James' daughter?
Yeah.
Is her playhouse bigger than my condo?
It's her house. What are you talking about? It ain't a playhouse.
Dude, I know that ain't no playhouse.
She got a breakfast nook. she told her dad to take off your shoes before you walk into my house.
Yeah,
she cleaned the floor because he didn't take them off.
I saw that. By the way, if people don't know what we're
insane.
talking about, please go look at LeBron James and what he gifted his daughter. He had, while he was off in the bubble, and I guess they were somewhere or whatever, he had a replica of their mansion built as a playhouse in the backyard. She's 6 years old. This thing is bigger than my condo.
Yeah, no, it's bigger than a studio apartment, and like I'm not kidding. She probably I'm guessing she doesn't pay rent for it either. That's my guess. it's just a hunch.
Can I
She's
tell you
6
something?
years old.
The
by
funny
way.
thing is, I thought those appliances were real. And I was like, dude.
You're giving her an oven.
That's what I was going. Holmes, you can't give her an oven.
Stovetop.
By the way, they did a good job. Did that not look real to you?
It looked pretty real. And then the thing that made it more real was the breakfast nook next to it.
Yeah, the breakfast nook. Like I thought she was gonna, and like they had like little things in it. I was like, dude, she's really.
They have a
gonna do
little
some cooking?
bedroom off to the left. There's a sitting room.
You're 6 years old. Get on out there.
And there's a kitchen with a breakfast nook.
Hey, Bronny's playing basketball. You got to start working. Like I was like, what is going on?
I was I don't know. That's the difference in money.
Oh man.
If you come from money, that would be I bet his kids have a good time.
Man, I'll tell you one thing, though. If you need any money, I know how you can get some. 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, bang, boom. I just sold your house. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. How you like me now? But guess what we're about to do? Talk about this, whole lot more, and some of the funniest things you've ever heard in your life because we're going to Hardenwood.
This is Access Hardenwood.
Oh, yes. This is Access Hardenwood. And, man, I'm going to tell you something. There is so much funny stuff going on in the world. Where do I start? I told y'all earlier I played it in the very first segment. If you haven't heard Mike Tyson on the BBC, bro, go check him out with Piers Morgan. What's his name?
Piers Morgan.
Piers? How do you know his name?
I just do.
You know why?
Just you know what a cornucopia is.
You know why you know his name?
Why?
Because I think he has a show, because I saw it on Netflix, and I didn't know how to say his name. I was just like, Piers?
I don't watch a show with Piers Morgan on it.
He talks
Netflix.
serial killers.
Yeah, I don't watch
so
that.
I was like, I can't believe Mike Tyson's on his show. Because
I'm not into that fear that you talk about honey watching murder porn. I'm not into it. I'm not into it.
Bro, now I'm like, baby, please don't watch this stuff. It kind
What
of
stinks is
I don't like it.
Taylor's starting to get into it now,
Dude,
too.
you know why? Because the longer they're with a man, they want to figure out how they can get away with it.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me
That's what I
that,
believe
dude.
anyway. I'm scared of honey. But anyway, I'm sorry. I got to bring this up, though, because this is really great. One thing, last but not least, please go check out the Mike Tyson. It's very bizarre with Piers Morgan on the BBC, or what? It was on the BBC for us. What is over there? Isn't it Good Morning America or something?
It's Good Morning Britain.
Oh, Good Morning. Yeah, it's not America. I was just thought since we kicked their butt back in the day, you know. No, I'm just kidding.
Get out of here. No,
but
he did have his statement though. We did mention that, right?
Yes,
we
we
mentioned
did.
the statement that Mike Tyson
statement.
said he was tired. He got up early. It was early in the morning.
Tired? Yeah, he looked faded.
He looked like he was out.
What's that song? Hold on. Watch this. There's a song. Pour, drank, hen
Pull
shot,
up,
drank, or whatever.
Headshot,
Dude, headshot. Yeah, I'm close.
Sit down.
Who is that?
Drink.
Who is
Stand up.
Drank.
Drink.
What is that?
Pass out.
Drank.
Wake up.
Drank.
Faded.
Drank.
Faded.
Drank.
It's Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, thank you very much. I
Swimming
knew that was
pools.
a real
Swimming
song.
pools.
How do I, like, these things just float in my head. I'm sorry. I got to say them sometimes.
Just like the cornucopia.
Just like a cornucopia. Now, I got to bring this up because this is disgusting. And is it not about Cristiano Ronaldo getting COVID? I don't care. I mean, you just quarantine. Walker Buehler, I was a big fan of him. I had him on my fantasy baseball team last year. I can tell you right now, he won't be on my fantasy baseball team in the future after watching that.
Wait, hold up.
I can't.
Hold up.
I watched pictures. I watched them closely. I couldn't look at the screen. I turned the channel for 5
Stop. Because of tight pants, you can't draft him.
I couldn't see anything.
He pitched well.
He pitched great.
Well.
Yeah, but he was just like, he was out there showing it for all of America. Like, what was up with that, dude? I felt like I was watching.
Oh, no.
Do you remember Marky Mark in, he's got a Roller Girl in it? What is it called? Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Dude, I felt like it was more Boogie Night-esque than baseball, okay? I was just waiting for Roller Girl to come out. Yo, what's up, guys? And,
Hey,
dude,
that's the new style in men's pants, though. They're supposed to be tight.
What? Okay, I'm telling you one thing. I'm never going tight leg.
I'm being a complete smart
Dude,
but
did you think
those
that he
were
put on the
way
wrong?
too tight.
Tell me something. He put on the wrong person's pants, right?
I don't know.
I mean, this
usually when I put on pants that don't fit me, I notice immediately.
Like, people, can y'all see that? And I'm not going to show you the bad picture.
Am I going to be to be honest, John? I think he did it on purpose. I think that's
he was
what he
advertising
wanted.
last night. I really do. And by the way,
Is he single?
That's what I was going to say. I can guarantee you this is going to work better than Tinder.
I guess it's an advertisement.
Can I just say one thing? Bro, more men watch baseball. That wasn't cool. I had to turn the channel every time the Braves came to bat. Thanks a lot, buddy, for 5 innings. My girlfriend was blushing. She couldn't watch it. It was sad. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google Walker Buehler. Now, I don't usually talk about football, the kind that's played in other countries. That would be soccer. But you know the I think the girls love him. He's called Cristiano Ronaldo. Speaking of tight pants, have you ever seen his statue?
It looks goofy. Like his face doesn't.
His face looks goofy, but did you see? Like,
no, I didn't see that.
Google it. Also, you'll be blushing too because it's kind of like Walker Buehler. Yes. Now, I didn't bring up Cristiano Ronaldo just to compare to Walker Buehler. By the way, there's no comparison. Walker Buehler is better. I quit. I'm gonna go kill myself. I'm done. I can't take it. But COVID-19. I hope Cristiano Ronaldo is okay. I'm trying
what
to
is
be
your
serious
deal today, man?
I can't stop laughing since y'all did 5 favorite songs.
You tried to switch the subject, but COVID-19.
Well,
He's positive, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's
positive for COVID.
Yeah, and I think I know how he tested positive too.
Why?
Because he's been going to like Sweden, Portugal, and basically, if you look at some of his social media, he's never with the same woman half the time or taking a picture with that. And then, do you notice this entire group of people? Like, that looks like about 50, 70 people.
Yeah.
Sitting at a table, no mask, all just chilling. That's also going to help lead to COVID. You can't just go out and travel the world and do whatever without a mask these days, it seems like. Or guess what's going to happen?
You're
going to catch it.
He's Cristiano Ronaldo, though.
I think
so
he thought
he
was
thinks
immune.
he you know.
Dude,
he plays by his own rules.
He does play by his own rules. That's for sure. He's a little bit
So,
crazy.
are we going to talk about the Tommy Pham incident here?
I'm going to talk about it, actually, since you brought it up right now.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, it's only right.
Magic City has great wings, right?
Yes.
Do y'all remember Magic City?
Yes.
Not the bubble.
Sweet Lou.
Sweet Lou. Sweet Lou. He went to Magic City, had to get quarantined. Well, this is even worse. Do you know what happened to Tommy Pham? He decided to go to a place very similar to Magic City, but guess what? I heard the wings were not as good. But he just goes by his car. He leaves the gentleman's club actually at a very respectable time at 10:35. And you know what happens? He gets into a, what would you call it? A fight?
Well, so it was two other people by his car, two other dudes, of course. They were at a gentleman's club called, what was it? Do I have the name here?
I have the name too.
Please say it. Please say it.
Well,
it was something, it was like 8. It was ridiculous. But there were two people fighting by his car. He intervenes to try to stop it because, again, they are right next to his car, and someone stabs him directly in the back. He was actually treated. Luckily, it was not a fatal wound. It didn't hit any organs, anything bad. He just was very, very bloody. He ended up being okay.
Dude got shanked.
Let's
just be real.
The truth of the matter is it was a bad laceration, but they avoided arteries, organs, everything like that. So Tommy Pham is actually okay besides having to get stitches. But obviously very, very scary.
Yes, he's 32 years old. Hopefully he's not married. He doesn't have any organ damage. He's going to be okay. He did have to get a lot of stitches. He said thank you to all the cops, the people that worked at the medical center, and also, hey, Pacers Showgirls. Did you know it's Pacers Showgirls International, by the way, now?
International?
Yeah, Pacers.
So they are internationally known?
International, in San Diego. Be careful, though, when you leave, because you might get shanked. Now, did that person get arrested? Because I've looked that up three times.
I do not see anything.
They have nothing about the dude getting
weird.
arrested anywhere. I've Googled this. I've been looking all day. So did the dude just stab Tommy and take off?
That's what it seems like, I guess. They also have a very graphic picture of Tommy Pham in the aftermath. Like, he had a white T-shirt on.
It was red.
And it was not white.
Yeah.
after getting stabbed. I don't mean to laugh about it, but
no,
it is just
okay.
wildly. He's okay, so it's
about
okay.
It.
But
and he was,
scary situation.
At Pacers Showgirls International. So
what kind of name is that?
That's what I was wondering. What is Pacers? I don't even know what a Pacer is. I know what a cornucopia is. How do I not know what a Pacer is? And there's the Indiana Pacers. Do you know what a Pacer is? Anybody out there? 67129. I guess it's a strip club and a basketball team.
So I guess the guy who stabbed him just is going to get away with it? Is that what's going to go on here? Because I have not heard anything about anyone being arrested for it.
Nope. Now, Logan Paul. Have you heard about this?
I wish I don't have. You're going to tell me.
Do you know he got raided again?
By who?
LAPD.
Wait, I thought it was Jake Paul who got raided the first time.
So no. Now his brother got raided.
What's up with the Paul brothers, man? What are they doing?
I'm going to ask you a question. All they're looking for is a bunch of weapons. Do they think these guys are like in the arms dealing situation?
Maybe.
It's weird. By the way, if you don't know, Logan Paul, which one's he fighting?
Logan Paul's fighting
Nate Robinson?
No, that's Jake Paul.
That's Jake? Okay. I can't keep up with the Pauls. It's like keeping up with the Kardashians.
Logan Paul, isn't he supposed to be fighting Floyd?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Floyd
Mayweather. Yeah. Dude, again, Nate's going to be
That's
his
hard to
little
believe,
brother.
though. That's how I think we sort of push it to the back of our mind. It's like, why is Floyd doing this?
Yeah, why is
Money.
Floyd doing this?
Money.
What is it? Team Money or something? Money Team?
The Money Team.
Money Team, baby. By the way, it's absolutely insane. Now, what were you going to ask me?
What was I going to ask you?
Okay, never mind then. I thought you had something you wanted to say, but I'm going to have to tell you something. Have you ever heard of a Lamborghini yacht?
No, I have not.
Well, guess who's got one?
Who?
Conor bleeping McGregor. Do you know why Conor McGregor doesn't fight anymore, people? Because Conor is rich, and he's living his best life. I know he might fight again, they say. We'll see. But holy cow, Lamborghini. He got a custom-made boat for $3.9 million, and it is dope. Like, it is so nice. I don't even know what to say. Like, it must be nice.
So is that
Conor
it's
McGregor.
Wait,
It's
Lamborghini
a
yacht.
Lamborghini. That's what I'm saying. He had you know how they make cars like handmade and whatever? Like his yacht's straight up
63 feet long and goes 70 miles per hour, 4,000 horsepower.
Can I tell you something? Yachts usually don't go that fast.
Guess how much it costs?
3.9.
Oh, okay.
You know how I knew that?
Because you're looking at it?
Yeah, I did. I did. But yeah, that's crazy. Congratulations. And now everybody understands Conor McGregor ain't really going to come back to fight anybody important because what is that old saying? When you get super rich, it's hard to get up at 6 a.m. when you're laying in satin sheets.
Again, this is the conversation I had with you when Khabib Nurmagomedov came after him and started trying to say he wasn't a good fighter, that he'd whip him anytime. I think ultimately Conor McGregor's the winner.
Yeah,
out of the UFC.
He's super rich.
He's the most.
He's the most compensated for his
No
fights.
question. Like, he has gotten the most sponsorship deals. He has started his own whiskey brand.
Yeah, dude is rolling
just
in it.
off of who his likeness, more or less.
Mm-hmm. Life is good. Now, I'm going to ask you one other question at 67129 because I'm running out of time, and I want to post this to all the texters out there. It's 67129. Do you think Tommy Pham, after what happened this year, did you see what happened to him on, I think, first week of baseball, maybe second week, late July? Did you see where he took an 86-mile-an-hour pitch and he turned right into that junt instead of turning away? Do you know what I'm talking about? It hit him in his groin. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen in baseball. I thought he was a dead man. But he got up after about 10 minutes and he made it to the first base. I didn't think he was going to. Or do you think getting stabbed hurt worse? I think what happened to him late July hurt worse.
An 83-mile-per-hour pitch
86.
off the
right in the groin.
Like groin or like?
Dude,
you
I
mean
can't
like
say it.
The peaches.
Dude, he is, yeah.
The family jewels.
You don't want to hurt them. He took an 86-mile-an-hour there. Do you not remember it was
I don't know.
everywhere on YouTube?
Getting stabbed hurts pretty bad, I would assume, right?
I don't know, man. I remember. Have you seen that? Never mind.
Based on how much he was bleeding?
I think I'd rather get stabbed. I can tell you, again, have you ever...
Do you think he was wearing a cup?
You know, that's a great question. I hope so. But he still was hurting bad. That dude
Well,
was
yeah,
on the
like
ground.
the cup doesn't
Yeah, I mean, it
fully
doesn't
protect
save you. I mean, no, it saves you, but... Oh, you know what? That's a great question. Now, I will say there's one person. I don't know if y'all know about him. Do you hear? Never mind. I don't even want to tell that story because I'll get sick.
Oh, you can't hold out on us.
Do you
like
not remember
that.
the catcher who had the cup broken by the 100-mile-an-hour pitch?
Which catcher?
A few years ago. He's not even, in Seattle. He's not even playing.
Because of that?
Dude, it was bad.
Oh.
He got hurt. So, yeah, no. It broke his cup. Yeah. I think they need to make them stronger now that these guys are throwing 100 and, change. You know what I'm saying?
Make them out of steel.
Dude, speaking of steel, listen to 12 o'clock's episode, Sports 56 Middays with Greg and Eli, because 5 favorite songs, they talk Steely Dan. It's great stuff. Now, I got to take a quick break. Hardwood, I hope, was fun for you. It's always fun for me. And one other thing I'm going to tell you, I talk about y'all all the time about 420 Dogface. There is a Joe Rogan clip too, and it makes me laugh so hard that listening to two dudes also talking about 420 Dogface, because they're talking like us. They're like, dude, he's just out there living his best life. Go check out 420 Dogface. It'll just make you in a better mood, I promise you. Don't go, have you seen the other video that's going around today? After I saw 420 Dogface, do you know what the next clip was?
What?
Trump saying, Fauci's pitching arm is better than his COVID response. I know it's not how Trump sounds, but I don't know how he sounds. I don't listen to him enough. Hold on. What's that dude? Colbert, he does it pretty good.
A lot of people do it pretty good.
You make your
not
lips
that
together.
hard.
How does he sound? Make one for me.
Well, I don't know. I can just
I don't
do
even know how he sounds.
buzzwords. Huge.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He
Gonna
does
be
say it's
huge.
going to be big. Okay. But anyway, that's kind of funny that he said he had a better pitching arm. I just laughed my tail off. Speaking of pitching, baseball, MLB, I'm going to give you some winners on the other side, so I wouldn't touch that dial. Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays.
Lunchy munchy.
Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
I'm a big fan of Town Village, and there is always something to do year-round. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Brian Smith, we love the one and only Lexus dealership in Memphis.
Thanks, Stats. The fall months are always the best time to shop for both new and pre-owned cars. We're right in the middle of model year end change. The 2020s have got to go to make room for the new 2021 models, and we continue to trade for the best pre-owned cars in the city, all makes and models.
Service is one of y'all's hallmarks.
Our award-winning service department is adhering to all socially distanced safety precautions.
You can experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com.
Family Leisure's done it again. We're talking about the world's biggest spa sale. Up to 30% off on spas and swim spas. Choose from hundreds of different spas from multiple manufacturers. There is special financing available, and if you are in the market, special pricing now as summer starts to dwindle on chemicals and accessories. Always professional delivery available. The spas are going crazy at Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road.
A good friend of mine told me about this awesome place for lunch.
Oh, yeah? What's the name?
Neil's Grill and Bar, where the fat man rocks. Everybody knows Neil.
Where's it located?
It's located in Yorkshire Square off of Quince.
And what's it like?
The best lunch place in Memphis. You know, like real mashed potatoes and gravy. Everything is made from scratch. Monday through Friday, daily lunch specials like Monday baked chicken, Tuesday chicken fried steak, yum, fried chicken livers every Wednesday, Friday Salisbury steak, barbecue chicken, or if you just want a vegetable plate, the best veggies in town.
What about the lunch price?
Meat and 2 veggies, $7.95. Meat and 3 veggies, $9.99. And veggie plate, $8.95. Big fat boy portions, man.
Man, you're making me hungry.
Come hear the best live local music at Neil's. Mondays karaoke, Tuesdays Debbie Jameson, Wednesdays Elmo and the Shades, Thursdays Eddie Smith, and the best Memphis music all weekend at Neil's Bar and Grill,
where the fat man rocks.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Let's go!
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Many a hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy ghosts and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. There's nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
What is up? Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour with your very good buddy Johnny Radio and Gabe Kuhn at G_Kuhn71 for Gabe, at Johnny_Radio for me. Just so y'all all know, Wolo and Stats are following me. Wolo's going to come in here today so happy because you know what I got Wolo doing right now? He's vibing. He's watching 420 Dogface. He's going to come in here and just blow the tops off of this sucker. It's going to be a great 3 hours. Now, speaking of a good 3 hours, did y'all hear about the umpire for the Tampa Bay game? Did you hear about this?
I did not.
I kind of figured most people probably didn't hear about this because they're not a bunch of baseball crazy people. Do you know that no umpire in history, since they've implemented what they call close call sports by like the StatCast people, you know what I'm talking about, that has the little thing? Do you know that nobody's called a perfect game behind the plate ever? Been perfect with balls and strikes. The highest ever has been 97%. Did you hear what happened yesterday? John Tumpane hit 134 out of 135 pitches correctly, and it was in the ninth inning that he called one ball wrong. He would have been the first umpire in history to call a perfect game behind the plate. I never even knew they really did all this. Did you know that they graded him like that?
I didn't. I did not. But I do know that the good old strike zone now on all the telecasts helps me pretty mightily.
It really does. I love it. The little box and the yellow
and you
line
can see,
in the
you
NFL.
can definitely
Do you not
see.
love that? I can see yellow, baby. I love that sucker.
I always love when they paint the corner and you see the batter get mad and you're like, no,
Yep,
sir,
yep.
I got the edge there.
I like when they show the side view and it's like it goes through the back of the plate or whatever, and they like show it like just a little whiteness. I love that thing. Yeah, but anyway, congratulations to him. And then again, it was awesome. Tampa Bay is 2-0. That's right, 2-0 on the mighty Houston cheating Astros. Bunch of cheats. And you know what? Karma, remember this. It is a mug. Ask Jose Altuve. First inning, boot. Minute later, Manny Margot, bomb. Springer hits a ball down the line. Runners on second, third. Margot over the wall with a beautiful catch. And you know what's going to happen tonight? Ryan Yarbrough. Jose Urrieta. Guess what? He's going down. Jose is. Astros going down 0-3 because Karma is a mug, and Tampa Bay is just going to keep their bats at bay. Alex Bregman can't get hot. Altuve can't get going. Correa's a pain in the keister. It's not working. Springer's not hitting bombs like he does in the postseason. Rays all day. And if you didn't know, -111. Only -111. I think everybody's going to jump on the Astros, think it's about even money. I think you're going to have the wrong team. Take Tampa Bay tonight at 7:40. 5 o'clock, Ian Anderson. The man, the myth. He's becoming a living legend down in Atlanta. Young kid. Just been awesome this year. Let's be honest. He has been out of control. Now, Clayton Kershaw was supposed to get the ball tonight for those Dodgers. Now, Tony Gonsolin is. And guess what? Tony, his numbers are actually better than Clayton Kershaw's. But Tony ain't a better pitcher than Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw's got back spasms. Ian Anderson's throwing like nobody's business. That bullpen gave up 4 runs last night. And what did I say the Dodgers' weakness was? Their bullpen. Now you got Clayton Kershaw with back spasms. I smell trouble in Los Angeles Candyland. And guess what? Braves are going to capitalize. Ian Anderson gets the W. You can get them +125 right now. So enjoy that. Tampa and Braves, 2-0. 3-0. It's going to look like everything's over, and then we're going to see about, tomorrow maybe switching. But whatever you do, enjoy the baseball. And enjoy Wolo vibing. He's watching 420 Dogface. My time is done. Whatever you do, don't touch that dial. Get out there and make this world a better place. See you on the flip side. Peace!